anything without this lady. Also inducted in 2007, Ruth Duclos.
50 years ago, I had an idea to start a Sports Hall of Fame. You'll notice in the program, it started in 1976. We inducted 5 people into the hall that year. And then because, the Kinsmen Club very generously were sponsors, apparently we lost a lot of money.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. They will verify that. So it took 17 years before I thought maybe we should approach them again. And they'd forgotten about 1976. And for 32 years, the Kinsmen Club have been the major sponsors of the Brockville Area Sports Hall of Fame Kinsmen Dinner. Thank you. So I had this dream that we could have a Sports Hall of Fame, but I wanted it to be more than just one night. And so when we started, it became a 3-day affair. There's the Kinsmen Dinner today. Tomorrow, we do the actual induction ceremony for the newest members of the Hall of Fame. And then we had a golf tournament. I ran golf tournaments for 40 years, and after that I said no more. So we no longer do the golf tournament. But it's still a great event. It is sold out. This year we could have sold another 35 tickets, at least. The Legion capacity was only 205. So a lot of the previous members to the Hall of Fame weren't able to get tickets. I know a lot of the teams weren't able to get extra tickets, and I apologize for that. But I thank you all for coming tonight and honoring the athletic accomplishments in this area, and there have been a lot of them. I'd like to introduce the returning members of the Hall of Fame that were able to get tickets and are here tonight. From 2002, he is the oldest living member of our Hall of Fame, Les McAllister. And I think Les is in the room counting money. Inducted in 2007, her number retired at the Brockville Memorial Center as a women's hockey player, Diane Johnson. I always say Spenceville wouldn't be anything without this lady. Also inducted in 2007, Ruth Duclos. Ron Hungerford might have really inspired track and field at TIS. This gentleman continues that. Inducted in 2008, Jack Westrate. He was an athlete himself, but manager of the Memorial Center for a long, long time. Inducted in 2013, John Sharp. When I reinvented the Sports Hall of Fame, the first person I asked to be on the committee was this gentleman. He worked for the Recorder and Times for a long time. He's now the chair of this committee, Ron Smith. Inducted in 2013. She was a swimmer extraordinaire. Inducted in 2015, Marianne Carlisle. Whether it be hockey or baseball, he was a superb athlete. Inducted in 2017, Lawrence Fox. I missed Ed Bell. What year were you inducted? Oh, there I see you. Inducted in 2012. And one of the reasons why the girls basketball got going in our area was because of this gentleman. Inducted in 2012, Ed Bell. Now his wife got inducted a few years later for her involvement with gymnastics, but also with cycling without age, cycling without age. Inducted in 2024, Joanne Bell. Also inducted in 2024, great coach for a great school from St. Mary Catholic High School, Kim Sauve. And inducted last year for his involvement in so many sports, but particularly the Brockville Braves, Whit Prophet. How about a big hand for our returning Hall of Famers? All right, the first award of the night is the Brockville Hyundai Coaching Award. And I'd ask Marianne Carlisle to come on up and talk about our winner.
Oh, thanks. Thank you, Bruce. Good evening, folks. Sports in just not the Brockville area would not exist without the dedication, commitment, and hard work of coaches. We know that as athletes. We know that as parents. We know that as coaches as well. This area has been fortunate in its long storied sports history to have a multitude of longtime coaches who have given their time and their skills to help young athletes. Jennifer Roney is one of those. For the past 23 years, Jennifer has been involved with coaching on the St. Lawrence Speed Skating Club, the St. Lawrence Rapids. It was a natural progression for Jennifer to graduate from being a speed skater alongside her talented brother and sister and get involved in the coaching for the sport. Jennifer moved to Brockville in 1996 and promptly started a speed skating club. She borrowed skates from other clubs. She found a way to get ice time from the city. And it took a while, but when John Somerville took over the funding, Jennifer stepped onto the ice as the club's first coach in 2023. Since then, she has coached skaters of all ages and abilities. She has set up a recreation and a competitive programs, started a Learn to Skate program, and coached at provincial level camps in Ontario and Alberta. She is a national certified speed skating coach. Thanks to Jennifer's coaching skills, the St. Lawrence Rapids send more skaters to racing circuits in Ontario than the larger city clubs. The club has produced provincial champions, Ontario and Canadian Winter Game participants, and Canadian national team members. Jennifer has previously been awarded a provincial coaching award. She is proud to create an environment for skaters to learn and succeed, along with mentoring younger coaches for the future of the club. The Brockville and Area Sports Hall of Fame Committee is proud to recognize longtime coaches who make an impact and difference in sports. Tonight, we are proud to recognize a very deserving Jennifer Roney with the Brockville Hyundai Coaching Award. Jennifer?
I just want to say thank you to the Brockville and Area Hall of Fame for this honor. I've had the privilege of being a coach for the club since it started, and I want to say thank you to John Sharp, who was helpful in getting our first ice time. So breaking into ice when you have a limited rink, he saw our vision and you helped make it happen. And Ron Smith, he showed up at our meets when we were just starting, and he ran I don't know how many articles about our club and getting us started. So we do achieve a lot of success. We send more people sometimes to the elite circuit than Toronto does, and I'm very, very proud of that. But how does, I just wanted to think about it a little bit. How does a small town with a small rink and not very many people that know about speed skating actually achieve success in our sport? It's made me reflect a little bit, and at least we have ice going for us, right? That's a very Canadian thing. But we don't use sticks. So how do we get people to come? We also don't even have legacy families in our town that do speed skating. So I think it's the culture we built at the club, and I want to say thank you to the people that have helped build that culture at our club. I think if I've done anything as a coach right, it's helped build that culture. So we welcome people, no matter your skill. We make sure it's about the process. We are good at training technically, like we focus on the fundamentals of our sport. We make it okay to set goals and to fail while you're trying to get them. And I want to thank all the people that have helped make us a success, and the people that make the culture what it is. So we've got parents that brought their kids, trusted us to teach them. I've got my family that put up with skates all over the house, My husband that's put up with crazy schedules. Kids that learn to enjoy the sport along with me. And all the other coaches that have stepped onto the ice. Most of the people that anchor our club never knew anything at all about speed skating. They stepped up, they learned, they support, and now we're 22 years into it, 23 plus, and it's contagious, the enthusiasm that the community brings to us. And I want to hope that that enthusiasm continues to spread and that people continue to learn about our sport. And hopefully we start to create some speed skating dynasties from this town. Thanks.
That was the Longtime Coaching Award. Now we want to do the Longtime Volunteering Award. Kevin Devaney from our committee will come out and talk about Danny Powers.
Danny Powers, an elite athlete, a dedicated and successful coach, a respected hockey soccer referee, a teammate of mine, a classmate of mine, and a longtime friend of mine, and a distinguished and worthy recipient of this award. Volunteers are the lifeblood and the heartbeat of minor sports. Without volunteers, teams and leagues and events do not happen. A volunteer is a person with dedication and commitment and a desire to help out. That describes Danny Powers. In 1995, he began volunteering with Prescott Minor Soccer, and he's been volunteering ever since. For more than 30 years, Danny Powers has been has been involved in soccer at all levels and has worn the hats for organizer, coach, convener, and referee. He's done it all. He is involved in outdoor soccer leagues. He's involved in indoor soccer leagues. Danny and Shane Garrity run a minor soccer indoor program that they started with 50 kids and now has more than 300. Then they started an outdoor soccer camp that attracts 200 kids. He has also coached high school soccer for the last number of years and has been recruited to organize the All-Ontario High School Soccer Championships that are being held in the community in 2027. I'm not sure where he finds the time, but he's also been involved in coaching minor hockey and men's gentlemen hockey and organizing and reffing. As if that's not enough, he is coaching a girls' minor hockey team with his daughter, something that he is immensely proud of as she is following in his big footsteps. Danny Powers doesn't do all this because he has to. He does it because he wants to help out. He tries to avoid the spotlight until tonight. The Brockville and Area Sports Hall of Fame Committee feels it is important to recognize those individuals who give selflessly of their time and energy for many years to create a sports atmosphere for the young players. Tonight it is our pleasure to recognize Danny Powers with the PhotoVision's Longtime Volunteering Award. Well,
I don't like crowds. First, I'd like to thank the Brockville Area Sports Hall of Fame. I'd like to thank those who know who they are that nominated me. I'm not good at this part of stuff. I prefer just to coach. But I would like to thank my parents for being the role models to volunteer in the community, Bob and Pat, And I'd like to make a special thank you to Tom Carr, who is not with us anymore, and Jerry Clybour, who were two of my inspirations. Oh boy, this is tough.
Is this tougher than coaching?
Oh, way tougher than coaching. I'd rather coach every day. And a special thanks to Slater Dorn and Shane Garrity, who hang out with me all the time to do these things. So, thank you very much.
Or you could use them once a month. It's up to you, but that's the kind of support that they are. And I'm sure every team in here has gone to Luna Pizzeria and gotten something for whatever you are doing. We want to recognize Jim and the staff at Luna Pizzeria for being a corporate sponsor of this Hall of Fame for 32 years. All right, the next award is also a special award. Marianne Carlisle, would you come up and make this presentation? Oh, sorry, Kim. Sorry, Kim, come on and make this presentation.
The Brockville and Area Sports Hall of Fame Committee is handing out a first-time award to a family that has been involved in minor sports since 1976. It's not going to be a yearly award, but it's the one that will recognize the significant contribution, the combination of coaching and volunteering. The winner of this new award is going to the Garrity family of Brockville. It was 1976 when Adrian Garrity began his long-time volunteering with the minor soccer. When he wasn't protecting the city in his day job as a police officer, he was energetically working with kids on the soccer field. Adrian and his wife Pat not only were busy in volunteering their time in minor sports, they had their hands full in teaching and coaching their sons, Sean, Shane, Shannon, and Seamus, to follow their footsteps of giving back to the community. The sons were energetic and enthusiastic as their parents when it came to it, not only minor soccer, but also minor hockey. While Adrian was involved with the Brockville minor soccer for 24 years, Sean has been coaching and volunteering since the late 1980s. Shane, Sean, and Shannon became involved in early 2000s. The sons has even recruited their spouses into joining them in their volunteering efforts. There is a joy, enthusiasm, spirit, contagious positivity, and fun when the Garrity family is involved in minor soccer. That creates an environment that is enjoyable, motivating for kids and other volunteers. The efforts of the Garrity family has shaped generations of young athletes. That impact is visible. That impact is long-lasting. It is a special kind of dedication and leadership and community spirit. At this time, it's our honor to recognize the Garrity family with this well-deserving first-time award. Please come up.
You stand.
That's nice, you can stand, they deserve it.
Adrian, it's a real honor to present to your family this award from the Brockville Area Sports Hall of Fame.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Pass it on, Rob. Thank you. Wow. Thank you so much. I felt like the duck coming up here, the ducklings behind me walking up to the stage, but anyhow, it was good to get them all up here. So thank you and good evening. First, congratulations to all of tonight's nominees, award winners, and the 5 very deserving Hall of Fame inductees. We stand before you humbled and honored to receive this recognition. I'm especially proud to be standing here today with my sons as we accept this award on behalf of our entire family. Everyone who has played such a tremendous role over the years, not only by supporting us, but by rolling up their sleeves and getting involved themselves. We are all here for the same reason, supporting youth sports and giving back to the community that has given us so much. Our family has been involved in soccer, hockey, basketball, rowing, and dance. As participants, volunteers, coaches, managers, organizers, referees, taxi drivers, and of course, fans. We do this not for awards or recognition, but because we believe in the value of youth sports and activities. They teach teamwork, commitment, resilience, leadership, and friendship. Perhaps more importantly, they give young people a place where they belong in today's world. That may be more important than ever. Every child deserves a place to learn, grow, make friends, and simply play. We have also been fortunate to follow in the footsteps of many who came before us and dedicated so much of themselves to Brockville soccer and sport in our community. We would be remiss not to acknowledge people such as John Malone, Frank Condren, Harry Patterson, Brian Amer, Bob Warren, and the icon known as Mr. Soccer himself, Pat Beasley, along with his unforgettable catchphrase, "Soccer, a kick in the grass." To the committee, thank you for the incredible honor. And to all the volunteers in Brockville, past, present, and future, thank you. You are the reason these programs exist. You are the reason kids have an opportunities to play, compete, grow, and create lifelong memories. We are proud to share this recognition with all of you. And one other thing, FIFA World Cup has come to Canada for the first time, so let's make sure we're supporting the biggest football tournament in the world. If you're cheering for England, I'm not sure this Irish-Canadian family can be friends with you anymore, at least until after the tournament. Don't forget, game time is tomorrow at 3 p.m., Canada versus Bosnia. Go Canada, go, and thank you all so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Bruce.
Okay, we're going to do this next award, and then we're going to take a 10-minute break to have you go to the auction, and then when that's over, we'll close the auction. So you're going to get 10 minutes to make your final bids. All right, the sports team of the year. I've already told you who they are. Brockville Braves under 13, stand up, please. The Johnstown Jewels under 15, stand up. The St. Mary's Crusaders Junior Girls Basketball. And the TIS Senior Girls Basketball. Pick the right envelope. So, I guess it was 3 years ago, we made the decision. When we started this, we gave one ticket to the dinner per team, because as a committee, we couldn't afford to give the whole team tickets. But I approached CanArm, I think 3 years ago, and they've agreed to sponsor the teams. So we were able to give 8 tickets to each team, and that's why we have such great representatives. So good luck to all of you tonight. The 2026. Nobody from CanArm is here, so I'll make the announcement. The 2026 Brockville and Area Sports Team of the Year. Provincial champions, the Johnstown Jewels. I had the chance to meet prestigious team in Spencerville, as Edwardsburg Cardinal honored them as that team of the year. And we're delighted to have most of the girls here tonight. This was a situation where we didn't have enough tickets. But we managed to get a lot of the team in. Come on over, all the way over. Who's the spokesperson? You're a good talker.
You're a good talker. Hello? What am I supposed to say?
Just say thank you.
Thank you, everyone. So much. Do you want to say anything? I've never done a speech before. I don't know what to say. We can tell. But thank you so much. Do you have anything to add?
They play better softball.
On behalf of the entire U15 Jules Girls Softball team, we are incredibly honored and humbled to be inducted into the Brockville Sports Hall of Fame. We recognized alongside so many outstanding athletes, teams, and builders who have contributed to Brockville's rich sporting history, something we never imagined when our season began. Our provincial championship was the result of countless hours of hard work, dedication, and perseverance. This group of young athletes showed up every day to learn, compete, and support one another. They demonstrated that success is built not only on talent, but on teamwork, commitment, resilience, and a shared belief in one another. We would like to thank our coaches whose guidance, patience, and passion helped us reach our full potential. To our parents, families, and supporters, thank you for the early mornings, long drives, endless encouragement, and unwavering belief in us. Your support made this achievement possible. We also want to recognize our organization, volunteers, sponsors, and the Brockville softball community. Your dedication to developing young athletes and growing the game has created opportunities for generations of players, including our team. Winning a provincial championship is a special accomplishment, but the friendships, memories, and lessons learned along the way are what we cherish most. We hope our team's journey inspires other young athletes to dream big, work hard, and never give up on their goals. So thank you to the Brockville Sports Hall of Fame for this incredible honor. We are proud to represent our community and grateful to have our team's accomplishments become a part of our Brockville sporting history. Thank you.
So your class, those to stand by. So this reads Brockville Area Sports Team of the Year. Take my glasses off. Honoring a sports accomplishment by a team and voted for by the public. The winners announced at the Can-Am Award Banquet in June of each year. Hopefully somebody can come tomorrow because you're going to give this back to us at the end of the night. We'll have it engraved with the Johnstown Jewels on there, okay?
Thank you.
Congratulations, Johnstown Jewels!
And when I asked him, he thought that was a great idea. And he said, what do you want to call it? And I said, well, we should call it the CFJR tournament for the radio station. And he said, no, you're going to call it the Bruce Wiley tournament because if you leave, I don't want to be stuck running it. Well, I pulled him. I stuck around for 55 years. Through 6 different ownerships, each one has supported every crazy idea that I have had, and including the Sports Hall of Fame. The General Manager of My FM in Brockville now with our 2 stations, please welcome Dan Miller.
Thank you, Bruce. Well, good evening, everybody, and on behalf of all of us at My FM and Giant FM, I'm just going to turn that down a little bit.
You're in charge.
1, 2, there we go. Okay. On behalf of everyone at My FM and Giant FM, thank you so much to the Brockville and Area Sports Hall of Fame for your continued partnership with our stations. We're so proud to help share the stories of the athletes, the coaches, builders, and volunteers who make our community stronger. Congratulations to all the inductees, the award recipients, all the nominees. Your dedication, perseverance, and achievements are an inspiration to all of us. I'd also like to recognize the Hall of Fame committee and all the many volunteers who work behind the scenes all throughout the year. Events like this don't happen without your commitments and countless hours of effort. I also just want to take a moment here, a special thank you to Bruce Wiley, who of course just retired a couple of months ago, after an incredible 55-year career on our radio stations, Bruce spent decades telling the stories of local athletes, teams, communities, and his legacy continues to inspire all of us. And while Bruce is up here congratulating everyone tonight, I'd love just for all of us to take a moment and congratulate the founder of this great night right here, Mr. Bruce Riley, everyone. Now, I'm really glad that Bruce got to retire after 55 years, because everyone deserves a retirement, but I do miss having him around every day, Bruce. So anyway, over the past year in our business at the radio station, we've seen so many more local businesses return to radio because they recognize the value of local media. Local radio doesn't just advertise businesses, it celebrates communities. We tell the stories of the athletes on our fields, the rinks, the courts, the tracks, and we love to shine a spotlight on the people who make this region possible. So, at NBC, we remain committed to supporting local businesses, local sports, and the people who make both thrive. Thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Congratulations to everyone who's celebrating here tonight.
We're now going to meet the 5 newest members of our Sports Hall of Fame who will be officially inducted tomorrow right here. And by the way, that is a pre-ceremony and you're all invited to come back again. To introduce our first inductee from our Sports Committee and Hall of Famer, Ed Bell.
Barely. Scott Burney. Scott grew up in the town of Prescott, and from a very early age played minor hockey in Prescott, and he eventually made it to the Brockville Braves. His first season with the Braves was 1980-81 when the team played out of Rockland. And I think Scott would agree that those Friday night trips back from Rockland, pretty tough. He scored 9 goals that season with the nomadic Braves. The rugged right winger spent 1 more year with the Braves before being drafted into the OHL by the Cornwall Royals, where he scored 15 goals in his rookie season. That was enough potential for the Chicago Blackhawks to draft him in the big strong forward in the 7th round of the NHL draft in the spring of '83. He started the next season with Cornwall, was traded to North Bay. Early in the 84-85 season, Scott was traded to Kingston, where he finished his final 3-year OHL career. Scott was one of the last cuts at the training camp of the Blackhawks. He attended 2 camps for the Hartford Whalers and was also one of the final cuts there. Scott played parts of 3 seasons in the International Hockey League with Toledo, Flint, and Fort Wayne. He found his way to Dalhousie University, where he played for the men's hockey team. It was there that he was picked up by the Dartmouth Moosehead Mounties, who went on to win the Canadian Senior AA Hockey Championship and the Hardy Cup in 1990. Scott earned his Bachelor of Commerce degree from Dalhousie. After that, he returned home to learn the family business and car sales, while playing gentlemen's hockey and recently taking up the equally frustrating but captivating game of golf. At this time, it's my honor and privilege to welcome Brockville's Sports Hall of Fame newest member, Scott Burney.
Scott, you'll be officially inducted tomorrow. It says Scott Burney inducted into the Brockville Area Sports Hall of Fame, June 11, 2026.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you. You need the mic. Oh, yes. I am honored and privileged to be inducted into the Brockville and Prescott Area Sports Hall of Fame. Unbelievable, the people here and the achievements that have been done. that have been done. A big thanks to Bob Mills, Les McAllister for their support in the induction process, and a big high five goes out to Kev McDonald as well. Fortunately, I got to play with some strong line mates. Kevin Harrison told me to say so, so I just want to let you know he's a very strong player. I just did a little chirp. And Richard Bunnell. I guess the best thing is just to talk a couple highlights. I think probably my biggest highlight was playing midget hockey as a 13 and 14-year-old, and then being asked to play in the Prescott AA tournament. And we had a good tournament. I was able to play with Greg Modler and Dave Nolan. And a pair of committee members of the Prescott Minor Hockey visited me and asked if I would play in the tournament and play with that exact line. We had quite a tournament, and it put me on the radar with scouting and so on and so forth. So big appreciation for Prescott Minor Hockey and what they delivered. From there, I went to play Junior A as a 15-year-old and 16-year-old with the Braves. Tony McDonald showed a lot of faith in me. He just so happens he's a guy that has built the Cyclones or the Hurricanes team that you see today in the Stanley Cup. That's his team. He was director of player personnel and scouting 4 or 5 years ago, and that's Tony's team. I was lucky to play with veterans Al Jodwin and Bobby Brayton on the team. Learned a lot in a fast time. Went to Cornwall. One of the biggest things, I got to play with Doug Gilmore. I actually sat right beside him in the dressing room all year. He was a 7th round pick in the NHL, and by Christmas he had 100 points. He wore padding up and down his arms. He was black and blue the whole season because guys are acting. So we tried to do our best to keep him out of trouble, but his nickname is Killer for a reason. I don't know how many times I turned my head and somebody was getting carried off the ice. Nobody knew what happened. So anyways, the long and short of it, I think he was one of the best two-way players ever to play the game, and nobody tougher. Of course, Todd Gill's just as tough, so there you go. Went on to play in North Bay. That was great because we ended up with 11 rookies that year, and we're touted to be the last place team in the league. We actually ended up second overall with 11 freshmen, and I was lucky to play with Nick Kiprios and Darren Turcotte. You see Nick on color TV. But long and short, that was good. It led to a strong playoff performance against London Knights, which vaulted me to the Hartford Whaler camps that I went to. The previous camp in Chicago, though, was also a highlight. I had an excellent camp, just seventh pick. They had 12 picks, only 7 came. There was only 34 guys in camp. And I'll never forget Mr. Darby, the vice principal, came up to the ball game in South Granville and said, "Hey, you've been drafted by the Chicago Blackhawks." It was like, wow, that's pretty cool. But I took advantage of a good camp. Everybody was sent home. And I went to pick up my gear, and it was nowhere to be found. A trainer told me that to go to the Hawks dressing room. So I ended up, they put my gear in the Chicago Hawks dressing room, and I was parked right beside Tony Esposito. Everyone else left camp. I was there for 5 extra days. And I played online with Kirk Frazier and Daryl Sutter. And anyways, we ended up among the top scoring in camp. But no, it was a good camp. They just finished the Campbell Conference Series against Edmonton Oilers and lost 4 straight. But we had a strong team with Denny Savard, and we had Al Secord and Steve Larmer on that big line. It was amazing to see Denny Savard smoking cigarettes between periods and before practices, during practice. What a player. And Doug Wilson at the time was a captain. He was a Norris Trophy winner. So these are fun things I'd like to share with you guys. Moving on from there, I had a choice. After a strong my first pro season, I had a strong season, points-wise, and a few PMs here and there. I was called by a guy from Milwaukee, Phil Whitliff, and he had offered me a pretty good deal to come and play with them the next season. But I had a guy knocking on my door from Dalhousie University. He said, why don't you come down and we'll do some financial support and so forth. And so I made a big decision. I went the school route, and turned out to be a good route. Met my wife of 34 years and have a great family. But during that time, I had to sit out a couple of years because some of the years pro I played, and I played for a team called the Dartmouth Moosehead Mounties. It's a long handle. All I know is they're sponsored by Moosehead Beer, and that's the short of it. But so this squad, they recruit players. We had 2 players flown in every weekend, one from Newfoundland named Brucey Campbell. Brucey Campbell would have been his top 6 on any NHL team, but it wasn't his thing. He liked to play hockey and he liked to fish and hunt. But just gives you an idea of some of the players who were down there. But I got the opportunity to play with the Moosehead Mounties. We went on to win our league, the Nova Scotia League. We won the Eastern Conference, and then we went against a team called the Smith Falls Bears, where players like Ian McGinnis and Brent Loney, Steve Sagan, and a local, Troy Gleason, played on that team. Troy hung in there really good. I was really proud of him because we had a fairly big team, guys bigger than me, believe it or not, but he seemed to stand out there. He was 170 pounds, and I've never seen a display like it. He ended up with a couple goals, and I was proud of him, the way he played. So after that, I got 2 more years of Commerce left, back playing senior hockey. We're going for the Allen Cup. Anyways, I get a phone call, and Terry Murray's on the phone, and he was coaching the Baltimore Skipjacks at the time. He's the brother of Brian Murray, who's since passed away, God rest his soul. And he wanted me to play a string of 4 games in the East Coast. The Skipjacks were doing a swing. And I said, yeah, let's see how the first game goes, and we'll go from there. Well, the first game went quite well. Ended up playing the back half of the game with Alfie Turcotte at center. Alfie was the first overall pick in the NHL one time, and just had a really good game. I actually ran Berube in the boards a couple times, but anyway, I got a little stick on the back of the leg, and then I dropped my gloves, and I turned around, and he was laughing at me. He skated away, so I learned real quick that was just what it was. But I really like to thank the committee. I think this is an excellent program. I've always been impressed with the sports here in Brockville. I mean, you name the sport, track and field, rowing, basketball. You know, we have people here drafted pro basketball, like third pick, CFL. I was fortunate enough to grow up with Peter Hoy, Todd Gill, Mike Toshak, Trevor Aristotle. Just happened to be the 4 other guys I played basketball with, and it was just a competitive upbringing, you know, and just a great bunch of people in this area. I live in a lot of towns, and I've never seen anything like it. Everybody should be proud and of the accomplishments of the people here. And again, I want to thank the committee and everybody involved in putting this function on. I think it's fantastic, and appreciate your time.
Thank you, Scott, our guest speaker tonight. All right, to introduce our next inductee, Ron Smith.
Terry DeLewis. Terry DeLewis is one of the best women golfers to ever play in Brockville and area. She took up the game after listening to her husband and his buddy sit at the kitchen table and talk after every game and review shot by shot about how they did. She heard a lot of that and figured she should give the game a try. So she gave up softball and went on to journey of mastering a game no one has ever been able to master. The smooth left-hander is a 14-time club champion at the Brockville Country Club, along with 16 runner-up finishes and 3 senior titles. Before that, she was a club champion at 2 occasions at the Highland. She was the Player of the Year in Quebec on 4 occasions. She has also captured 4 provincial senior championships in each of Ontario and Quebec. She has been the Ottawa Valley Senior Women's Champion 5 times. She has won 2 club championships in Florida at the Heathrow and Orlando clubs. She was the Ottawa Valley Senior Champion in 2016. She took her skills to the national level, placing 2nd in Canada in 2014 and 7th in 2008. She qualified and played in the Irish and British Senior Amateur Championships in 2019. In 2024, Terry won 7 times in Ottawa Valley Golf Association tournaments. She has been a member of the women's intersectional team at the Brockville Country Club on 25 consecutive years. She has 5 hole-in-ones. She had her handicap down to 1 for a short while. For anyone who doesn't know golf, that is really good. One of her best experiences was playing in a match play event in the United States and going up against Carol Semple Thompson, a golfer with a multitude of international championships. She took that player to the 17th hole before Thompson won. In the 1980s and 1990s, before she found the passion of golf, Terry won Most Valuable Player honors in broomball and women's softball. At this time, it is my honor and privilege to welcome Terry DeLewis as the newest member of the Brockville Area Sports Hall of Fame.
Terry DeLewis will be inducted into the Brockville Area Sports Hall of Fame tomorrow, right here at the Legion. Congratulations.
Yeah, I think better. Good evening, everyone. I am truly honored and humbled to be inducted into the Brockville Sports Hall of Fame. It is such a privilege to be recognized alongside such accomplished athletes and contributors to sport. From a very young age, I knew sports would always be a big part of my life. Growing up in New Liskeard, a small town in northern Ontario, there were few opportunities for girls to play organized sports outside of school. Closer. I remember at the age of 13, I would tell my parents I was going babysitting because I didn't think they would let me go play broomball in a ladies' league. I was determined. Over the years, I played many sports, including broomball, softball, squash, and most recently picked up pickleball. But when I discovered golf around the age of 30, I found my passion. What began as an enjoyment of the game grew into a love of competition and a desire to improve. I progressed from local tournaments to provincial events and eventually national championships. Golf opened doors I never imagined and gave me experiences I will always treasure. Many people may not know that I was 52 before I started playing senior golf. It took me a couple of years to accept being a senior. But I'm glad I did. Some of my most rewarding years came after turning 50. I was fortunate to be named Golf Quebec Senior Golfer of the Year 4 times and play on the Golf Quebec team at the Canadian Nationals, and also won 3 Ontario 60 and over championships and finished runner-up in 2014 at the Canadian Nationals in the Super Senior division. A career highlight came in 2013 when I traveled to Northern Ireland to compete in the Irish Senior Championship and the British Senior Championship. Playing world-class golf courses and representing Canadian senior golf internationally remains one of my greatest experiences. I've also been fortunate to win nearly 20 club championships between Ontario and Florida, record 5 hole-in-ones, and make an albatross at my club in Florida. Memories every golfer treasures. As meaningful as those achievements have been, what I value most are the people I have met along the way. Sports, and especially golf, have brought wonderful friendships into my life. One friendship in particular has meant the world to me. My dear friend, Pat Klimchuk, and I have known each other since grade 5. We grew up playing sports together and have spent a lifetime competing, laughing, encouraging one another, and sharing this journey. We've pushed each other to become better athletes and better people. I love her dearly and am grateful she has been by my side for so much of my life. I am also deeply grateful for the support of my late husband, Peter. He encouraged me through good rounds and difficult ones, celebrated my successes, and always believed in me. His love and support gave me the confidence to pursue my goals and continue competing. I miss him dearly, and I know he would have been proud to share this moment tonight. Golf has taught me patience, discipline, resilience, and humility. Anyone who plays knows how quickly the game can humble you. There is always room for improvement, and I'm still out practicing and trying to get a little better. I am grateful to everyone who has supported me over the years. My family, friends, playing partners, coaches, and competitors. Thank you to my son Dan for helping keep me in good shape over the years, and to Austin for taking on caddy duties numerous times. And a special thank you to Jim, my partner, who drove 8 hours to be here tonight. Being recognized by the Brockville Sports Hall of Fame means so much to me. Brockville is a community that values dedication, perseverance, and excellence in sport. I am proud to be part of that tradition. And while I may now be what they call a super senior, I'm not finished yet. I still head to the golf course hoping to improve, hoping to play well, and embrace the challenge that keeps me coming back. I feel incredibly fortunate to have found this game and the passion it has brought to my life. I will always be grateful for the opportunities, friendships, and the memories it has given me. Thank you very much to the Sports Hall of Fame Committee.
Vegas 1, Carolina nothing, halfway through the first period. All right, Ron?
Bob Olson. Bob Olson has coached high school basketball at Tiss from 1973 to 2004, a total of 32 years. For the majority of those years, he coached girls basketball in the fall and boys basketball in the winter, not missing a single year in that stretch. There were a number of years when he even coached multiple teams at one time, junior and senior girls, or midget, junior, or senior boys. Over that impressive career, he has coached a total of 1,320 games of high school basketball. While there are no official record keeping of this, with my knowledge and contacts, I do believe that no one has coached more games in the history of Leeds and Grenville. His teams won 1,078 games and lost just 242 for a winning percentage of more than 80%. Bob, along with Mary Begg, coached the Tiss Pirates senior girls, featuring Hall of Famers Stacey Dales and Cindy Scott, to 3 consecutive All-Ontario Senior Girls High School Championships from 1995 to 1997. His teams also won 33 Leeds and Grenville Championships and 11 EASA Championships. Bob is one of the most dedicated and successful coaches in Leeds and Grenville High School history over a long and distinguished career. He has received an All-Ontario High School coaching honor. He and Mary Begg were honored with our coaching award from the Brockville Kinsmen Sports Awards banquet in 1997. Bob is a humble person and wanted to make sure that everyone knows he didn't do this on his own. He wanted to make sure that Mary Begg, Mike Botter, and Larry Henry were credited with being a big part of his success. He has always carried himself in the most professional manner when he was coaching. His philosophy was that he coached to make sure kids had fun with the game. He also wanted them to learn life lessons along the way that could help them in their future endeavors. At this time, it is my extreme honor and privilege to welcome Bob Olson as the newest inductee of the Brockville Area Sports Hall of Fame.
So Bob, you will be officially inducted tomorrow into the Brockville Area Sports Hall of Fame. Bob Olson.
Thank you. Don't panic with my notes here. Ron warned me I had 5 minutes.
5?
and John Doran says if I go a second longer, he's going to leave. First of all, I'd like to thank the Hall of Fame committee for considering my induction, especially Ron Smith, who seems to have had something to do with it. Thanks to Bruce Wiley for starting the first Hall of Fame in the first place. And I've known Bruce longer than most of you have been alive. I particularly remember his wonderful reporting during the ice storm and the fantastic New York City trips. Before I say too much more, I'd like to thank a few people for giving me the coaching record that got me this award. First of all, Mr. Bell for sending me all those great athletes from the Brockville Blazers clubs. Holly Wykes, my athletic director at TIS. She always seemed to get us the gym time we needed for practice, organized the scorers and timers, got us all buses if we needed, and hired the referees. She was in charge of organizing every team in the school and did it with fairness and class. Gary Bates, who started the Referees Association. Before that, when we visited a school, some history teacher who was on a spare ended up with a whistle and a referee's shirt. The commotion this caused on the floor ended when the professional referees showed up. Nothing calmed the team down more than seeing someone like Gary Bates, John Morgan, Ron Smith, or Mike Johnson showing up with a striped shirt. Ron Hungerford, for demonstrating that dedication, inspiration, and hard work lead to success. I won 3 offs of gold medals. I think he won 300. I attended a ton of coaching clinics over the years, but most of what I know from basketball came from watching the very talented guys playing in the Brockville Basketball City League. The John Morgans, the Mike Botters, the Mike Rasenbergs, the Jerry Ashes, Fred Tarlingtons, and 100 other guys. I played in this league for about 20 years. How did I personally do? I was on a lot of championship teams, but I was the guy that everybody wanted to cover. I usually knew where I should be, but when I got there, I didn't have the talent to do anything useful. My brother, Alan, who could do something useful on the court. When we were both teenagers, he installed in me the love of the game. I'm not a fan of solo coaching. I coached 60 teams over the years, and for 51 of those, I had help from 18 different coaches. 3 of those need special mention, and Ron mentioned them, Mike Botter, Larry Henry, and Mary Begg. These 3 were not assistant coaches, but full-fledged co-coaches, and each added to my knowledge of basketball. Mike Botter was the best forward in the City League and was interested in hard-nosed fundamental basketball. Larry Henry was the most empathetic person I have ever met. He knew all the families and seemed to know even the names of their pet hamsters. He really cared about the players and how they related to the team and the game. Mary Bigg is the most organized person I know. She dragged me through 10 teams, 335 games, of which we won 284. We won 8 league championships, 3 Eastern Ontario crowns, and 3 All-Ontario gold medals. Now, winning is not the most important thing in the game. The most important thing is for a team to enjoy the game, but most, if not all, athletes hate to lose. This creates a problem, and how you deal with it is a very difficult dilemma for coaches. I must mention the 1994 senior girls team that Mary and I coached. This was probably the reason I was considered for this honor tonight. It was our first OFSA championship, and our season record was 43 wins and 0 losses. This is crazy. No one can go 43-0, as you should lose at least 1 to bad luck. We searched out the best teams in the province and won the Queens and the McGill tournaments. 2 of the 5 starters are already in the Sports Hall of Fame. We were so dominant that Stacey Dales was not the best player on the team. She was only in grade 10. They set the tradition of a TIS powerhouse, and we won 3 OFSA titles in a row. At the end of the 3 years, we were 127 wins and only 6 losses. When she graduated in grade 12, Stacey was the best female basketball player in North America. And she is the only person I have ever coached that ended up as a pro basketball player. And lastly, fans think that if you win, it is because you have great players, but if you lose, it is because the coach is an idiot. Have fun coaching. Thanks for tonight.
I have the honor of introducing our next members of the Hall of Fame. They were active in lots of sports. In the summer it was softball. In the winter it was hockey over many years. This involves countless hours of driving, sometimes in hazardous winter conditions, usually about 3 times a week. And when you get to the arena, most of them are as cold inside as they are outside, minus the wind chill factor. So the environment in which they performed their duties was not exactly pleasant. And she was indeed affected by the aforementioned because of her duties with the South Grenville Minor Hockey Association as convener for the Pee-wee, Bantam, and Midget divisions, in addition to being the trainer on many travel teams. He was there most of the time too because he was usually in the penalty box. Not for a reason other than running the clock. A job few people would do because it was so darn cold inside there. I'd like to point out that they both often provided rides for those children who were without transportation to the games that they were going to go. Another thing, he has donated time, equipment, and his expertise in the building of lighted ball diamonds in Domville and Roebuck. Another example of his and her generosity is the many ball and hockey sweaters they donated over the years. Also, he is in the Brockville, Ontario Speedway Wall of Fame for his many contributions to the improvement of the racetrack facilities. I cannot imagine 2 people who have had more influence on sports for children and teenagers in their community than they have. It's my honor tonight to introduce the newest inductees into the Brockville and Area Sports Hall of Fame, Steve and Anne-Marie Polite. I think I met these guys for the first time on one of my New York City trips. And not only did they come once, they brought the whole family. There was about 12 of them, and they went back several times. Steve and Anne-Marie, it'll be my honor to induct you tomorrow into the Brockville and Area Sports Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Good evening. It's nice to see such a good turnout tonight. Anne-Marie and I would like to congratulate our fellow inductees and award winners tonight. We would like to thank Les McAllister for our nomination. We would also like to thank the Hall of Fame committee for selecting us. This is a real honor and privilege. We best represent the area part of the Brockville and Area Sports Hall of Fame. Anne-Marie is a past member of the South Brownville Minor Hockey Association. There she had many roles over the years. They included convener, trainer, manager, executive, and the most challenging of all, arranging workers for the bingos in Johnstown. I spent the late 70s and early 80s as a member of the Donville Recreation Committee, organizing minor ball registration and overseeing the maintenance of the ballpark. I have been a member of the Roebuck Recreation Association for the past 26 years. We have been involved in the fastball program in Roebuck since the early 90s, and I am proud to have coached the Roebuck boys and men's fastball teams for many years. I am also proud to be one of the founding members of the men's 30 and over Sunday night Augusta Fastball League, which is in its 32nd year now. Many of the kids I coached are now playing in that league. It brings a sense of satisfaction when I see them show up at the ballpark with their wives and young families in tow. Anne-Marie and I have met some wonderful people over the years, many of whom are in the Hall of Fame. Whenever we are at the Memorial Center, we are always attracted to the wall of plaques. It's very interesting to read how each person has contributed to the area sports. I would like to speak about a few of these past inductees who have inspired us. Ed Brown, a founder of Hardball in Prescott. His brother Bill, my great uncle, who I lived beside growing up, would take me as a boy to the ballpark in Donville to help him get the field ready for the evening's ball game. He was preparing me for the many years to follow. Roger Hodgkinson from the Brockville Commercial Stars and Ted Hoy from the Cardinal Pats. I watched them pitch as a young bat boy on my Uncle Calvin's Donville Aces ball team. They were the best pitchers in the Dundas League at the time. Dave Dixie. He was the fastest pitcher I ever faced as a batter. Dave could hit as well as he pitched. Mary DeBrune, a level 5 umpire who umpired in the Olympics, but still made time to umpire our Roebuck men midget boys fastball team on Tuesday nights. She was well respected by all the players and coaches. Jack Westray, my lifetime neighbor, who with his brother John would ask me to play sports with them. Their father, Martin, a Gordie Howe fan, would instill the Detroit Red Wings team in us, including 2 of our sons, Dustin and Wesley, as well as a grandson, Axel. Ron Baker, or Old Coach, as the Timbit kids called him. Ron ran a very successful hockey program for many years in the Spencerville rink. Anne-Marie had the privilege of being his manager for close to 10 straight years. Ron would end the Sunday afternoon practices with the famous cookie race. Ruth Duclos, who is my grade 6 phys ed teacher, turned my life around with one cuff. I have told her many times since that I deserved every bit of it. Les McAllister. He took the time to tutor upcoming goalies like our son Kenny, while playing goalie himself well into his twilight years. I remember watching Les, along with his wife Ruth, coaching the Prescott Angels girls fastball team. They were a very successful team made up of local girls in the 70s. Denzel Billings, a stock car legend in this area. As a kid, I watched Denzel race. My father would bring us to the races when the Brockville Speedway opened in 1969. I had the honor of being inducted into the Brockville Speedway Hall of Fame with Denzel in 2016. Thank you, Paul and Cheryl Kirkland, for that award. Bruce Wiley, who along with his wife Eileen, would organize the best bus trips to New York City. Our family went numerous times where we had the opportunity to watch Major League ball games at Yankee and Shea stadiums, as well as watching the Knicks at Madison Square Garden. We are all trusting that Bruce is enjoying his well-deserved retirement. Anne-Marie and I believe that it is important to give children an opportunity to play sports. This doesn't happen without the work of volunteers, people who give up their time to organize events or coach teams that get kids to participate in sporting events or equivalent activities. We are proud that our eldest son, Dustin, along with his wife, Sarah, have taken on that role in Donville. They brought the Donville Aces fastball program back from the ashes, featuring 5 teams from the ages of 6 to 14. Anne-Marie and I again would like to thank all the supporters of this event. We believe it's important to recognize the history of local sports in the Brockville area. Thank you.
Ron? By the way, it's 1-1.
Jeff Seed. From an early age, Jeff Seed did well in sports. This is not a shock, as the entire Seed family tree in Frankville and Newborough were good players. He began by excelling in fastball with the Toledo Jets. In 1989, he was recruited to play with the North Fred Kings in the Canadian National Junior Championships, where he won a silver medal. He caught the attention internationally, where he was picked up by a team from New York State to play in the American Championships in 1993. While the team finished 7th, Jeff was a second-team All-American All-Star. He was a doubles and home run hitter for hire for Heflin and then Stittsville at the Canadian Championships. He played for Waterloo in the Canadian Championships in 2000, where he won a silver medal. In the Canadian Championships in 2001, Jeff was named to the All-Star team at first base. In 2002, Jeff was named to the All-World team at the International Championships. He was named to Team Canada in 2002. He was a key part of Team Canada at the Pan Am Games in 2003 when they defeated the United States 4-2 to win the gold medal. Along with his Junior B accomplishments with the Athens Arrows and his fastball prowess, Jeff was an elementary school teacher for 30 years. He coached soccer, volleyball, track and field, softball, and hockey, and then volleyball and softball as a high school coach. Jeff has also spent time coaching Junior B hockey with the Athens Arrows and Westport Ritos. He also coached his daughters in girls hockey in North Leeds and Smith Falls for 8 years. Jeff made his name as a talented fastball player on the world stage, but he never forgot the grassroots, where he came from in coaching and giving back to young athletes in a variety of sports. That's not surprising, that's just the kind of person he is. At this time, it is my honor and privilege to welcome Jeff Seed as the newest member of the Brockville Area Sports Hall of Fame.
Jeff, it'll be my honor to induct you tomorrow into the Brockville Area Sports Hall of Fame. Jeff Seed.
Thank you. It is an extraordinary honor to stand before you tonight. I want to begin by thanking the Brockville Sports Hall of Fame Selection Committee to be recognized by your community in the area where I grew up. A place where my fundamental love for the game first took root is a feeling that is truly hard to put into words. I believe I'm a very lucky person to have grown up in the Brockville area, surrounded by so many great athletes and opportunities to play sports. I'd also like to extend my warmest congratulations to my fellow inductees, nominees, and award winners this evening. Listening to your stories and your accomplishments makes me realize just how incredibly privileged I am to share the stage with you. Like most athletes up here, my story doesn't start on a podium. It starts on local diamonds, clutching a glove that was probably a little too big for me, just a kid falling in love with the game of fastball. And none of that journey happens without my parents. Mom, Dad, thank you. You spent what must have felt like a lifetime sitting in folding chairs, looking through chain link fences, and driving countless miles across the province and North America just to watch me play. My family's unwavering presence in the bleachers gave me the confidence to step up to the plate every time. If you play fastball long enough, you quickly realize the sport is about so much more than strikes, runs, outs. It's about the people. Over the years, this wonderful sport has given me some of my most fantastic memories of my life, but more importantly, has given me lifelong friendships. You sweat together, celebrate together, you pick each other up after a tough loss, and maybe visit the beer tent once or twice. The teammates and coaches I shared the dugouts with became a second family. The road trips, the hotels, the late night post-game meals, the stories that get a little more exaggerated every time we get together to tell them, those are the things you truly hold on to when the cleats finally get hung up. Of all those memories, however, there is one that stands out as the absolute pinnacle of my career. The summer of 2003, putting on the Team Canada jersey is a wonderful privilege all on its own. But marching into the Dominican Republic and coming home with the Pan Am gold medal, that's a dream you practice 1,000 times in your backyard. And beating the US is kind of a cherry on top as well.
Yes.
Standing on the podium, hearing our anthem with a gold medal around your neck, it's the culmination of every pitch and sacrifice. And speaking of sacrifice, like all of us, there are people in our lives who give up more than anyone else so I could chase those dreams. To my wife, thank you. The reality of playing fastball at a high level means a lot of missed weekends, a lot of long road trips, and far too many summer nights spent out of town. You kept our world running while I was gone. You supported me without hesitation, celebrating the wins, putting up with me after the losses. This induction, that gold medal, this whole journey belongs to you as much as it does to me. Being inducted into the Brockville Sports Hall of Fame brings my fastball career full circle. From playing as a kid to standing here humbled before you tonight, it has been the ride of a lifetime. Thank you for this incredible honor. Thank you for supporting local sports, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Jack.
Okay, Bruce is good at directions. So, the sports people of the year, we're going to ask you all to stand.
Nope, that's not it.
Can you stand? Sports people of the year. So, Victoria Ford, please stand. Jack Gill, Christina Mabry, Cody Mons, and Emma Morrow. I think everyone has to keep clapping here. And the 2026 winner of the Sports and Area Person of the Year is no other than Victoria Ford.
Wow, thank you so much, everyone. I just also want to congratulate the 4 other athletes that, for their outstanding performances in the past year. I would like to thank my basketball and my track coaches for their commitment to my success and organizing practices and training schedules and giving up their time. Obviously, I'm grateful for my awesome teammates because without them, we wouldn't have made it as far as we did. And finally, I would like to thank my parents for their constant encouragement and support throughout my life. Thank you so much, guys.
Victoria, you can get that back to us. We'll get it engraved and hopefully you can come back tomorrow evening and we'll have it with your name on it, okay? Yeah. And by the way, this young lady just won gold at the Oscar Track and Field Championship in the women's 4x100. Well, folks, thank you so much for your attendance tonight. 32 years into the record books now. If you bid on the auction, they're ready for you, I believe. Marianne, is that right? They are ready for you. We do take cash, check, and we can do an e-transfer. And if you haven't got any money and you want something, we'll do a loan at a pretty high interest rate. Anyway, thanks for coming tomorrow, 5 o'clock here at the Legion for the induction ceremony.